This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so we will open up this special session of the City of Port Orford City Council, Wednesday, February 28th, 2024 at 5:37. 5:37. Okay, good. All right. Okay, and we are here today. First off, go ahead and do the roll call. Councilor Tye. Present. Councilor Burns.
Present.
Councilor Pogwitz.
Tim here.
Councilor Rask.
Here.
Councilor Velisis.
Here.
Councilor Webb.
Webb present.
And Mayor Cox is here.
Yay.
Okay, so this meeting is going to be start out with an executive session under ORS 1926602A and 7D. To consider the employment of a public officer, employee, staff member, or individual agent. 2A. The exemption granted by this subsection 2A of this section does not apply to the employment of chief executive officer, other public officers, employees, and staff members of a public body unless, in the case of a chief executive officer, the governing body has adopted hiring standards, criteria, and policy directives and meetings open to the public in which the public has had the opportunity to comment on the standards, criteria, and policy directives.
Are you looking for a motion, Mr. Mayor, to move into executive session?
Yeah, there's a lot of language.
Yeah, so I would move to go into executive session under ORS 192.660A and 7D and D.
Second.
All right, first and second, I'll call for the vote on that. Councilor Tidy? Yes. Councilor Burns?
Yes.
Councilor Pogwitz?
Tim, yes.
Councilor Rask?
Yes.
Councilor Velisis?
Yes.
And Councilor Webb.
Webb, yes.
Okay, so unfortunately, we are going to have to ask the room to be cleared, and we have a cold Holloway to offer is the only thing. We will try to make it as fast as possible. Shouldn't take long, so apologies.
This conference will now be recorded.
You wanted me to turn executive?
Yes, we're out of executive session.
All right,
I'll mention it when we fire back up.
all right, and I'm unlocking it now.
I gotta get some sun on my head.
And the recording has resumed.
Okay, so we came back into regular session at 6:20. We reviewed the contract. Now we are discussing resolution 2024-04, a resolution of the city council for the city of Port Orford approving an employment contract with Melissa Radcliffe as city manager.
Are you looking for a second or are you looking for a motion?
I'm looking for a motion and a second. Okay,
Second.
Got a first and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, I want to make a discussion point, which is, I do think, we did briefly discuss the contract in executive session, but really, this is discussing the contract is something that should be done in a public open session. So if anybody has any further questions about the contract, or you've all looked at it, it was posted on online. And the one thing our employees did find that we had some of the wrong pronouns in here. We had he and he, she in a few places as a result of the way we came up with it. So we corrected it to make them she's.
Maybe our future admin is going to catch it.
Thank you, Ram.
Yeah. So that was, Keely and Joseph figured that out. So.
Okay, and realistically, the only thing that we were updated on in the executive session was the adjustments to the steps and the wage.
Yeah.
And the fact that Melissa brought to our attention that the steps weren't really adequate for a career moving forward, and so that was adjusted. That price or that wage is reflected in the contract, and that's pretty much what we discussed, ins and outs. And thanks Tim and Ann for all their hard work on
Yes.
connecting these dots.
Yeah, and just so that the public knows that we did have this contract reviewed by Shayla, an attorney, so that's a good thing.
And I really probably was pushy with the motion, and I don't know how proper it is, but did you have any questions or comments for us before we? Okay. All right, what other, Ann? Is that's everything we went over in that executive session?
Yeah, that's
and
it.
we didn't have any.
Did anybody have any other questions or anything to ask about this contract? Any further?
This is So it's not an, you can't have an at-will contract, or is it an at-will contract?
It is an at-will
It's an
contract.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
It
And-
is.
but
And
there is if there's a cause, if there's resignation or whatever, termination,
Termination
Without
for
cause.
Is employee, wants to lose.
and then it is termination without cause too. If you, on the next page, so there's,
Page 3.
I got that messed up somehow.
so even with a contract such as this,
2C, page 3, second.
even with a contract such as this,
Yeah.
CIS,
Yeah.
CIS would still want us to go through some hoops.
At will means you'll open your mouth when I yank your teeth out.
and Melissa did raise that to us, that, gosh, this doesn't, how much protection this is give her if she invests.
Right.
You could fire somebody, and kind of goes both ways. We want to have an employee who will stick with us and work for us. And so
And,
All fun.
it's rhetorical, but we have made you somewhat aware that there are some issues with the city that we're tackling. It's not all roses, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
And we have a good council and we have good staff and we have all the important pieces. We just need some sort of administrative person that can put it all together. So, we got a motion and a second on the table. Do we have any other discussion?
Let me just finish this paragraph, please.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm sorry, Brett, this is the first time I've been excited to call for a vote in like 3 years, so.
On,
I don't mean to be.
when we were looking at guidelines from 5 or 6 other cities, the at-will employment was in most of those applications.
and all of these clauses, like these clauses are like in every one of them, so
Yeah.
that's kind of where I felt pretty comfortable with us coming up with the draft and then sending it on to Shayla.
And Shayla did also look it over, so. And changed a couple items too.
Yes, out of the criminality thing.
What did Shayla have?
These things about like if you're found to be, found,
Termination, resignation.
this thing, employee, so if the employee is convicted of a crime, on to the next page, whatever it is.
Employee is.
Yeah, those two things she found. She got it. 5 and 6.
Any class of misdemeanor. Does it say that we may? Let's see, does it say shall or may on that? Termination and resignation. Employee may, termination, shall not.
Wind's starting to pick up.
You see what I'm saying?
Maybe.
My question is if this should occur, this shall or may? Determination. Are we tying our hands and requiring ourselves to fire somebody if they get a misdemeanor?
This is I see it as a may. It's not a shall. Yeah.
Okay,
Employment may
okay,
be
good,
terminated.
good. Thank you. Thank you.
That was how I read it too.
Well, I was hoping that's what I would see.
I think it's good.
He's good on amazing shows.
That's a big deal.
I'm not being sarcastic.
It's a big
No,
deal.
I'm not,
No,
there wasn't an ounce of sarcasm.
No, I've been bit by those over 20 years.
It's one of the reasons I trusted your arm to get back in this fun little party. Which I kind of scratch my head every time you talk about man show, but I'm just kidding.
Oh, what?
Okay.
What did you say?
Uh,
How do you know
Any
what
other
you said?
discussion? She's gonna think all I do is crack jokes.
Well, you got a lot to work with here, so.
Yeah. All right, I'm calling for the vote if Brett is satisfied. Counselor Burns,
Yes.
Counselor Rask,
Yes.
Counselor Velisis,
Yes.
Counselor Tidy. Yes. Counselor Pogwitz
Tim, yes.
and Counselor Webb.
Webb, yes.
Love unanimous votes on these kind of votes.
Yeah.
All right, now all we have to do is get some signatures and make this official. We got the good pen, we got like a feather pen or a quill.
What do they do when the president's got 16 different pens? Does he do each letter with a different? What does
Something
he
like
do?
that.
You know what I'm talking about when he signs a bill or a law?
28.
I've always wondered, is that
6:30.
one letter of his signature each freaking pen? Or I'm like, what's he doing? I can't figure it out.
All in the same cup together and they just.
Like his
kind of-
binder.
I don't know what is going on with that. We gotta figure this out.
Why they do so many pens?
Yeah.
And then they give the pens,
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh my
Right.
God.
pretty tedious.
Okay, so somebody's gotta take some pictures of this.
Taxpayers.
Like, this is the, trust me, I don't want it, but. Trust me, I don't want it. Yeah, I don't need it.
It is also being recorded.
We
Just
could
so you know.
officially do it in our first meeting too, right?
You can face the camera. Yeah, actually, well,
Should we?
we can welcome her aboard or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at that. It's on screen. That looks good.
I think we're safe. We have a video recording of it also.
There's a big shine. It's shiny over here though. What's that reflection?
Should be able to get
I don't know if these guys have that problem.
Yeah.
You never know with this one though.
Well,
Gary always wears his hat.
I got a halo up there pretty good.
Series way too.
I told my mom, or no, I told my wife I was gonna shave it all bald.
Wow.
Ultimately, it's easiest just.
Yeah, really. Yeah, you can't go wrong, really.
Buff it on a special occasion.
Yeah. Never had to worry about the hair sticking up, that's for sure.
What day is today?
Today's Wednesday.
Hair falling out on your shirt.
And there were a few other things, just, Tina wasn't in today, but she was gonna pull together like the W9 and all that kind of stuff.
Time out 1 second, Ann. We're gonna go ahead and close down this regular meeting at
6:32.
6:32. Thank you, everyone.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Still on the record.
It's because you got it, like, when you